Did y'all find the film interesting?
Yes.
Yes.
Very much.
It's a blessing. I'm glad I could be here to showcase it and represent for New Orleans and just give you a part of, the culture and what's going on. So, are there any questions about the film? Or any questions about anything in particular? All right, first, young lady.
I can't remember the name of the older woman who became Miss Perkins that lost her 4 cents.
Yeah.
Okay. How much more backstory to that do you know as far as her 4 cents? Like, do you know how she lost them as far as like?
Well, they all lost to murder, and it was different like scenarios over the time.
Was it real close together as far as retaliation, or was it over a span of a few years?
I think it was definitely over a span of a few years. Gradually, because they were separated by a few years. Now I don't know if it was I don't think it was all tied with retaliation. The last one got robbed. And he got robbed and killed, but I don't know like the actual backstory of each story's murder, but I don't think it was all of retaliation because it was over some time. And like over a time living in that neighborhood, she lost her 4 sons. Yeah.
How'd you find her stories to follow?
Well, see, a lot of these people I know, you know what I'm saying? So when I decided to do it, I picked up a camera and we rode around New Orleans and, caught different things. Like the guy, the tall gentleman, Lance Slim, that's her nephew. So when I told him about it, he was like, man, you need to come talk to my you know what happened? No, this is how I found her story. Because they were in the paper. They were on the paper. She lost her 4th son. They had a second line, it was the front page of the paper. I saw my man, Lance, right next to him. That's what he said. You saw me, I was in the paper. So I called him, I'm like, damn, let me talk to your auntie. So we went over there. And that's how that came about.
11 years wrong, I don't want to be right.
That's a
natural.
Yeah, that was natural, but it just everything on that documentary was raw, natural, and it's a blessing from God that it all fell in because they got so many sub meanings. You know what I'm saying? Just about the city. You know what I'm saying? If 11 years wrong, I want to be right. You feel me? Because even though in the midst of all that, everybody can't. A lot of people coming back after the hurricane. A lot of people don't want to leave. They ingrained in it, you know what I'm saying?
That made a really impact on my whole viewing of that movie.
Thank you very much. Yeah.
The entire, I assume you're familiar with the area, but the entire time you were filming it, did you ever feel like your safety was?
Not really. Not safety by accident, not safety by harm.
So the entire time you felt like you were safe?
No, safety by, I don't think anybody's intentionally gonna harm me, but one of these guns might go off, somebody else might drive by and shoot him and I get hit. Yeah. But that's a possibility. We're living in New Orleans, but somebody maliciously out to get me, at no point did I feel that. Because part of the culture, it's not like African Americans in general aren't violent people. We're welcoming people. Yeah. So if you ain't disrespecting this person, you really ain't got nothing to be worried about. You know what I'm saying? And if you in the presence of a heroin addict, now that heroin addiction and not having the money supply, it might take them to do something crazy. But just regular people hustling and trying to survive, they're not just doing crimes with no reason, just crazy crimes. I'm going to shoot up this, I'm going to shoot up that. No, it's not like that. It's bad transactions, you know what I'm saying? Drug deals going bad, disrespect, stuff like that. And I have no relationships with them people. And then they know me from coming up in the community, selling people stuff, doing hip hop. So I'm not in that lane. I ain't, as what you would say, about that life that they on. So they respect me for that and, let me maneuver how I need to maneuver.
What are you going to do next?
I'm acting like I said, I'm in a group. Well, with this film, in regards to this film, we're taking it, we're doing a release in New Orleans next week. We got about 50,000 copies coming to New Orleans. I've been on a soft release tour, putting them in different hood spots that sell DVDs or stores, not like your chains, Best Buys, FYEs, but different bodegas and huts that sell DVDs and mixtapes from New York, North Carolina, South Carolina, Austin, Texas, Dallas, different little spots. Like you go to the mall, you might see a kiosk selling DVDs, so we begin to distribute it like that, Florida, Miami, and then we're doing a major release in New Orleans. And also, I'm a hip hop artist. I'm in a group called the Rap Pack, as I stated before. We're actually doing 106 in Park, and we have a campaign going on. So I'm working to get my music career out, and God willing, as finances increase, we can do stuff, and I can have influence to help benefit New Orleans and help try to bring about a change, because it takes money, you know what I'm saying? So if I'm in a position where I can get money from people, you know what I'm saying, to do something positive, that's the plan with that.
I have another question.
It's all good.
Do you have any either siblings, like female siblings or cousins or anything like that you fear for as far as, because I was watching the movie, I thought of my niece who's 16, who falls for guys like that. The guys who are into the drug scene.
Man,
and
it's sad. I mean, my cousin got killed. My little cousin got killed on some straight foolishness. Got into it with a dude at the gas station on some parking spot or something that minuscule. And because I don't know what was the temper of it, but that's what I'm saying. So it's not nothing that just out of with no happenstance. Now it might be very foolish, the reason of the motive by it, but something sparks it. It ain't somebody just walking up, I'm gonna shoot you. No, it might have been both high, and then they got in an argument, and the pride mixed with the whatever, but he got killed from that. So, you know, anything can happen. But your situation, what you just said, is happened to my a good friend of mine's little sister. She was 18 in college, stayed in a dorm, right? She snuck out her dorm to go sleep by her boyfriend's house who was beefing with somebody. Just so happened that night they come shoot his house up. You feel what I'm saying? And she got killed by a straight bullet. Was supposed to be at Dillon University past curfew or whatever. And like, that's my man, little sister. So that was crazy. She went to private school and all that, but just by happenstance, she lost her life. So different stories like that occur. And you know, all you gotta do is just, all you can do is try to protect your family, teach them, and pray about it. You know what I'm saying? Pray for God's protection, because anything is possible. You know what I'm saying? And with the concoction of just the environment in New Orleans, the probability of those type of things is more than anywhere else. So, but you just gotta, you know, be a better parent, a better cousin, an older relative, and try to guide them and say, look, man, minimize your probability of something happening to you by staying away from these type of situations.
I got a question. Any possibility of maybe doing a prequel to Murder Capital to maybe get to the root cause of how it has spiraled down into where it has gotten?
Well, I don't know about I was thinking about doing a part 2, City of Saints, because call it Murder Capital, City of Saints, playing on New Orleans where we got the Saints and, you know, whatever. But because during the filming of this process and the editing and the production, I could tell y'all so many stories about characters on there that either lost limbs, are no longer with us, charged for attempted murder, drugs, in jail, and I was gonna really like do a follow-up on a lot of them and like go talk to like the people that died, like the guy with the dreadlocks, Noonie, that was on the corner talking about, with the beard in his face, talking about that ain't F for everybody. He got killed. And I went to school with his baby's mother, you feel me, in middle school. So she's waiting for me to give her a copy, but I wanted to go interview her, you know what I'm saying? Show her children, just show the effects of it. And then a lot of those kids that were talking real greasy from the Cali, one of them lost his leg, one of them got stabbed up, one of them got shot in jail. He's doing 3 years, so I got to wait for him to get out in 18 months to interview him. One of them lost their leg. I wanted to go, like one of the young ones, I wanted to go talk to them. And so you can go back and be like, man, you look what you were saying before, how do you feel now? You know what I'm saying? And that probably can influence the youth to say, look, man, this was, you know what I'm saying, you can't be living that type of life. Or just talking to the baby's mom and the mother and showing effects of how, okay, he was just on this documentary talking about how volatile it is, now he's no longer with us. How did it affect this baby? How did it affect you? Everything, because he was the provider, and he was younger than his baby's mother. You feel what I'm saying? About 3 years, and he provided for her, providing for the mama, providing for the baby, and now he's no longer there. So, I mean, it's a lot of stories. So I was maybe thinking about doing a follow-up. You know, maybe Wild Wayne can help me with a prequel, because he's very influential in the city, and then he can help me get with more political aspects of it, a lot of stuff that I couldn't really dwell on because I ain't know them people, you know what I'm saying, to go talk to them.
I have to say much respect for you bringing the realness to what you did.
Oh, man, it's a blessing.
For you going out there and taking it, you know, to the streets where it really starts. I mean, it takes a lot, and it's very powerful.
I appreciate that.
Much power to you.
I have a question though, like, what do you think sets you apart from everyone else in that movie? Because obviously you're close to them, and you made it this long as opposed to the people you said who either lost their limbs or died.
Well, mostly, but I gotta credit that to God's mercy, for one, but my upbringing, you know what I'm saying? Even though I was in it, I wasn't really of it, and my mother allowed me to travel and raise me with a sense of love for our people and knowing our history and heritage, to where I don't look at a fellow African American or somebody that's from New Orleans like I'm better than them or they my enemy. I look at them like I want for you what I want for myself. And that's how I was raised.
It's different from what they.
Yeah, they're way different from everybody else that bring. That's why they don't mind killing each other. Yeah, they don't.
Exactly.
If that's your brother, you wouldn't want to kill your brother.
Which is what we need to change.
Exactly, but that's an arduous process. It starts, like they said, with the youth. You got to demystify the whole upbringing that's being taught to them and everything that's put in music and imagery and film and everything else.
You're starting it.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, of course. But I'm just saying it's an arduous process.
It's a great thing.
So yeah, and not just being protected by God. That's because I could have been shot by a freak accident, you know?
Yeah.
So that's what I can credit it to. Yeah. But other than that, nothing.
That's awesome.
Nothing too major. So, you know, that's it. It was up, man.
Oh, have you ever went through radio, TV, film school, or is it just something you naturally?
I ain't
film
school. I ain't gonna. After 12th grade, I started my journey in the world. Yeah. No other higher education past high school.
Some people are all, you know, about that.
You dive right into it then.
But
I guess.
Did you edit yourself?
No, I didn't edit it. I actually had a fine gentleman that I stumbled across from New Jersey, young cat. He was going to school at Tulane, and I went to like the film department because I went with every New Orleans editor, and they either said they didn't want to do it, I didn't have the time or whatever. I was frustrated because I had the footage and I wanted to put it out. So I made a little list like I'm looking for editors, whatever. Put it at Tulane. Little kid, man, you see him, you like he's like on some Weird Al Yankovic type of eclectic type vibe. So I met with him and I'm like, man, you know, I'm sitting there talking to him. I'm like, man, this dude is not gonna be able to edit how I want. One, he's not from New Orleans, so he don't know the culture. He's gonna edit out all the important stuff that's part of the culture. You feel me? So I put him on the back burner after I met with him because I couldn't read him. Like I'm a salesman, so I'm used to being able to see you, talk to you, and read you and know what type of person you are. You feel me? And he was so, what's the word to describe them? Yeah, weird. I couldn't really get, you know what I'm saying, get a grasp of him. So I went to talk with more New Orleans producers. I did a rough cut with one of them and it just was horrible. So dude called me again and I just said, you know what? Yeah, take the hard drive, do what you could do with it. Man, I said, Lord. So, and then we started working through it piece by piece to get it to where it was the other day. But he definitely dug into it, you know what I'm saying, put his heart and soul into it and got it right. Yeah, he was a blessing. He definitely was a blessing.
It was pretty good.
Yeah, he did a good job of editing. So, we have some copies if y'all want to take home with the soundtrack added to it.
Awesome.
You know,
Yeah, so who did the music? Did you?
Oh yeah, I did the score. I did the score, lyrics, and I did the narration. A production team I work closely with. It's called Flight School Productions. They did the music for it.
So we can have like auto-tunes. If I'm 11 years wrong, I don't want to be right. We can have that like.
That's only on the film. The soundtrack has the songs that's played through it, plus some other songs with New Orleans artists. It's other like.
I love it. That's my favorite part.
Kid is on there. And he signed with G Unit. Another artist named Flo who signed with Young Money is on there. Another up and coming female rapper named 3D Nati. She's really doing big things. She was signed with Timbaland. She's on there. Another R&B singer named Rance Davis from New Orleans is on there. We got my brother Melifield who's Fight for Us. He was on there. My mother's on there. A lot of people, you know what I'm saying? We got all the New Orleans artists, so yeah. So that's a double disc set for only $9.99.
So ultimately, you're very happy with the way this film turned out then, right?
Yeah, definitely, because I did it for New Orleans. Really, that was in my mind and car. I didn't do it for no film fest. I ain't do it for no people outside of the people that's really on it. Like, you know what I'm saying, New Orleans. So to have people from outside of New Orleans embrace it and like it, it makes me happy, and I'm excited to see what New Orleans thinks about it when I release it in New Orleans. I got a lot of people waiting on it. I want to get it to all the people that's in it. You know what I'm saying? So I want to see how it affects the city. You feel me?
I think
that's
you did a
good.
great job.
That's awesome.
Hey, are you submitted to some film festivals?
I didn't submit it to. I submitted it to 2, and because I just was like, I did the process for 2. The reason why, because I was going to release it commercially, and then when you do film fest, you can't release it commercially, so you got to put it on the back burner for a whole year. You know what I'm saying? I really wanted to get it to the streets while it was fresh. Like you could see the same, like we shot a few weeks before, not even a few weeks, a few days before the Super Bowl, the opening shot, and to be able to get it pressed up and put out while it's fresh on people's memory. You know what I'm saying? And then, you know, well, other than that, then we just going to release it commercially. Once we're going to do marketing and promotion once it gets released digital. It takes 30-day process I just put it in the system for iTunes, Netflix, Hulu, and all that, and it takes like 30 days to process or something like that. So once it gets online, like you can get the physical copies, but once it gets online, I'm planning on doing like some type of marketing and promotion online for it.
What kind of impact do you hope that will have on the city and on the community?
I hope it brings some type of awareness. So if it at least just change the minds of a few people to say, you know what?
Anything beyond awareness?
God willing, I would love to that they try to change the infrastructure or try to address the problem more than just talking about it. You know what I'm saying? Really get hands on and try to put a team together to cultivate something that say, look, you know what? Let's try to save these youth that's really, you know what I'm saying, get to the bottom of the root of it and see if we can save a few lives or half the lives or whatever, because it's a systematic thing and you really got to change the whole system. So, you know, you can always shoot for the stars, but if it changes the awareness of the people that's really doing it and they make a conscious decision to be like, you know what, I might check some alternative routes or whatever it may do, I don't know. But I just wanted to bring at least so you can see these people see themselves on camera and they be like, damn, it's really like that? Because people don't understand what it is. Like the characters that you see or the human beings that you see on camera really don't know how wild it is because they living in the jungle. You feel what I'm saying? You can only step out and know it's a jungle when you come to Austin or come to other places and you see, okay, everybody don't live like this. So when you see it on TV, that might be like a reality check, like, damn. Once they hear it, you're like, man, that, you know, and then maybe that could snowball something. You feel me? Yeah. So that's what it is. You know, murdercapitalfilms.com. We got a few copies if anybody wants some. Spread the word. Tell the people, you know.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Oh, no problem.
Thank you.